Ich wusste gar nicht, dass ich solche Reaktionen hervorrufe. Bitte gebt doch mal bitte Buddy und Richard einen ganz dicken Applaus nochmal für Theater Bizarre. Please come to me on stage. Are you Richard? Please come to me. Und jetzt nochmal, damit es schön ist. Hi. Maybe work with one mic because it was so awful. I'm starting with a more general question. From what I heard for Theater Bizarre, you could do any story you wanted. Did you know about the others, what they planned to do? Did you know what themes would be on, or how did it work?
Well, I think you were the first one to shoot, right? So go ahead, you take this one.
Yeah, we pretty much got to do anything we liked, provided we shot it for 20 grand, which was pretty much the same budget as the average music video. We did read each other's scripts. I was the first one to shoot, so I guess I was working on a more traditional kind of creep show model, and I guess that allowed other people to really break with the format quite a long way. Buddy came in quite late.
What I like to say is whenever the other filmmaker in town said no, they went to me. So I came in, I was the last guy in. And so I had read the other scripts, and I had seen Richard's film before I shot my own, and I saw also The Accident before I shot my own. And kind of scared the shit out of me because I realized these guys weren't fooling around. And it kind of inspired me, and I think we each inspired everybody to do the best we could. The attraction was, as Frederike said earlier, you know, I live here, I do Tatort and Polizeiruf, and that's how I met Suzan Anbeh. We did a criminalist here in Berlin together. So the chance to just do whatever the hell I wanted to do without any control, without any redaction, without any censorship was actually a tremendous attraction for me, and I just jumped at the chance, and it actually took me back to like my first feature days. My first feature was Combat Shock, and I was able to do whatever the hell I wanted there too, which is probably not a good thing when you think about those two films. So, but the thing was, we could do whatever we want. There was no censorship whatsoever. We could cast, cut, do whatever the hell we wanted, as long as we stayed within 12 to 20 minutes, and as long as we stayed within this budget, which we all really jumped at. You don't get that opportunity very, very rarely.
Yeah, we know Germany has a very strong censorship. Richard, you are the only one with a creature feature. The last shots reminded me very much on my traumatic childhood experience with frogs. You probably know it, yeah. Why did you choose the legend of the mother of toads, and why are toads and frogs and all these animals so creepy for humans?
I'd love to know more about your childhood trauma. But yeah, toads are very important in witchcraft and always have been. Toads are a familiar, something which communicates between the witch and the other world. And certainly in fairy tale mythology, kissing toads, kissing frogs is generally a bad idea. I mean, we just wanted to do something which we could shoot locally because I'm a great believer in regional cinema. I think that people should work with their home mythology a lot more. I'm very tired of seeing too many American horror movies. We had a little bit of money from the Pyrenean Film Commission, so I wanted to do something which came out of the area. And certainly the valley where we're living has been controlled by 4 witches for a very long time. There's a lot of witchcraft in the area, so we just wanted to draw a little on that and on the kind of silly things that the American tourists ask us.
I was very impressed by your backyard. That was a huge backyard.
Yeah, one thing I want to say as well is, just for the record, no toads were injured in the course of the shoot. The toads treated very carefully.
So, and I love you. I think it's also a statement about Berlin. Yeah, it's but for the story part, yeah. Do you both think that the relationships are so desperate?
Yes, Susan, you take that one.
Thank you, buddy. Well, they are difficult at times. I think everybody knows that, right? They can be kind of complicated. And it was really nice to play that part and to go to the extreme of, you know, things that would only happen in my fantasy, anyways. But then to talk them out, it was just such great fun. Thank you again, Buddy, for giving me that part.
Well, you know, when I was having no money to do a film and knowing the other guys were doing such great films, I really wanted to do something that was going to be. Seeing Richard's film, it's such an epic vision. It's the space is so grand, it's so wide. It's, you know, it's such big space. I figured I needed to do something that was going to play to my strength, which was keeping it small and intense. And I figured, what's more horrifying than two people in a marriage? So, and it was just really a chance to. You know, like Suzan and I, we worked on a krimi together, and it's very limited on what we both can do within that krimi. We have to basically serve an audience that ranges in age from 12 to 65. I mean, that's the Deutsche krimi Zuschauer. So I always tell the people I'm working with, it's almost impossible to hit that mark and do something really creative. So what I'd seen with Susan was I saw a deepness in her talent that she was never going to be able to show on this show that we were doing. So I always wanted to work with her. I always wanted to work with you. And this was just a chance for me to just do something and just, you know, just go completely berserk with my imagination and just think like, what if this happened? And it's my worst nightmare. I mean, I think every guy, you know, it's every guy's worst nightmare to be that guy in my movie. It's just horrible.
Okay, I have to ask, did you have a chance to meet our export, Udo Kier?
Well, that's funny. I've done 2 films here with Udo Kier. Actually, I brought Udo Kier back to Deutsche Fernsehen. We had done about 5 years ago, we had done a Polizeiruf in München with Edgar Selger. And I had known Udo for a while. Nobody wanted to hire Udo because all the Produzenten and the Redaktion, they would say, he's a big star, he doesn't want to do German TV. It's so completely wrong because he wants to work here. He wants to work here much more than he does, and people are afraid to hire him because they think he's Hollywood. But he wants to come back. He wants to work here. We did, a few years ago, I did the Kerner Tatort with Udo, and Udo's done about 175 films in his career, and he's never once in films spoken Kirsch. And so in my film, he finally got to speak his own dialect, and he was so happy about it. But he's a great guy. He's, you know, if he likes the role, he'll do it. And he doesn't care about the money. It's, you know, the money's important, but it's not his main attraction. And, you know, you've hung out with Udo, and what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to work with Udo, but working on this project, meeting Udo was one of the things that really made it worthwhile. And certainly I'm going to try and write him apart.
Go for it.
Yeah, we'll try and get him back more often to Deutschland. I'll do my best. Anytime I have a role for Udo, I try to cast him.
Ja, wer möchte denn jetzt mal einen Comment machen, ein Feedback, eine Frage stellen noch zu den vielen Filmen, die wir gesehen haben?